So, like last class, we saw the physiological changes of labor. Then after that, we saw some little bit related to little bit related to the antenatal classes. Okay, so antenatal class in sense like it is not going to be a single one. It is going to be like we need to uh, what you can say, like we need to do as a team. It is not only the PT role will be there, like it is a overall team is there, and the overall team has the same aims. So we have nearly 5 aims, so that is our whole team aim. So that one we have already seen. So we saw normally the antenatal care will be started before the conception. So most of the time in Western countries, they still follow. They do follow this, that they start the care before their conception. That means they will check up what are the problems they have, what are the expected problems they have, what are the risks they may have, and according to that they modify their lifestyle. Sometimes they will change their job and they will settle in their job. Sometimes they will take some medicines and they will try to uh, treat the particular problem. Then only they will go for conception. So as a couple they will be meeting their gynecologist or a physician, and they will sort out all these things. Sometimes the women may have a habit of drinking alcohol, so she needs to stop that. Sometimes the women may take contraceptive pills and she has to discontinue it before 3 months. So all these things will happen in the preconceptional care. Then after the conception, after the women is like found to be pregnant, the routine antenatal class routine antenatal care normally begins after 3 months. But nowadays it is little different, because nowadays on the 30th day itself they will be able to find out that they are pregnant, and they start their routine checkups and other things in the on in the second month itself. But usually they will be taking a scan after 8 weeks. Then in that scan only they will confirm that they are pregnant. That is one thing. Then other thing is, they in that second month scan they will also rule out whether the fetus is in fallopian tube or it is in the uterus. So sometimes it is a complication that the fetal may be getting embedded in the fallopian tube itself. So that is a bigger complication. So that one also they will rule out in the second month scan. So that will happen around 9th week. Then the routine checkup will begin after that. So initially they will be going and meeting the doctor every month. Then after 32 weeks they will be going and meeting the doctor every 2 weeks once. Then after 36 weeks they will be meeting the doctor every week. Then after 38 to 39 weeks they will be meeting the doctor every alternative days. So this is the normal routine antenatal checkup they will be doing. So during every time the doctors will be checking their blood test. Sometimes like it is not every time. So whenever needed, the doctor will be checking their urine test, blood test. Then every time they will be checking their fetal movement, fetal heart rate. Then the lie of the baby, the fundal height. All these things will be routinely checked by the doctors. So, other than that, there is something called antenatal screening, which is done to find out the fetal abnormality. So, if some of the problems they may be able to rule out initially itself, some of the problems they may be able to rule out during the pregnancy, some of the problem we cannot rule out. So, this is during pregnancy, they will be able to detect some abnormality like Down syndrome, spina bifida. So all these problems can be ruled out during the pregnancy, and if they want to go for abortion, they will be going for abortion, because after birth of this fetal abnormal babies, it will be very difficult for them to bring up the baby, and sometimes the baby may not be alive for a long time. So some of the problem like spina bifida and other things and all. So it is very risky to carry the pregnancy and deliver the baby, because after birth the baby will be suffering a lot, and the baby may not live for 2 or 3 more than 2 or 3 years. So in that case they will go for abortion. Okay, so for that purpose only they are doing this antenatal screening. So here it is normally done on the 20th week. Some of the other problems like muscular dystrophy and other things they will be able to find out in the history itself. So if the woman is a carrier of DMD, that is Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, then if she is giving birth to a male child, definitely it is going to get affected. So in that case, they will ask the mother whether they want to go for the pregnancy or they want to go for abortion. So like not only the mother, they will be talking to the couples. So the first test is maternal serum screening. Here they will be taking the blood of the mother in between the 15th to 18th week. Then they will check for the alpha feta protein level. So if the alpha feta protein level is higher, then that means it is positive for neural tube disorder. Neural tube disorder means like spina bifida or something like that. So any neural tube disorder, neurological problem. So this will definitely lead to a very crippled child. So they will be diagnosing at 15th to 18th week of pregnancy. Then another test is chorionic villi sampling. So here transvaginally, that is through vagina, they will enter into the uterus. Then they will take fragments of the placental villi. So the placental card will be attaching with the uterus like a finger, fimbrios or like a fingers. So they will just remove a part of the villi and they will undergo the testing. So this also will give them the result to find out any fetal genetic fetal disorders like chromosomal disorders and all, you will be able to find out in this test. Then amniocentesis. Amniocentesis is they will be taking the amniotic fluid. Then they will be checking the fluid, that is like a culture. So in that also they will be able to find out whether the baby is having any neural tube disorder. So basically all these are done to find out the neural tube disorders. Okay. Then one more test is there, that is ultrasound scanning. This is a very high definition ultrasound scanning. Nowadays we have like 5D, 4D scanning and all is there. So with that screening, they will be checking the thickness of the neck. So if the baby's neck is very thick, then it is another sign for Down syndrome. So uh, increased thickness of the subcutaneous fluid at the fetal neck will indicate the Down syndrome. So this is also another chromosomal or structural abnormality. And not only that, in this ultrasound, they will find out whether there is any like anatomical problems, like anatomical deformity. So anatomical deformity, like instead of two hands, if they have four hands, instead of two legs if they have more legs, if they instead of two legs if they have one leg. So like this, lot of organal abnormality will be found out by this ultrasound. And not only that, they will be checking the circumference of the abdomen, baby's abdomen, and they will find out whether there is any abnormal thing. So they will be able to rule out any spinal deformity in sense they will check the spinal cord continuity. So sometimes if they have spina bifida, then the continuity will be absent. So these are the tests that is performed to rule out any chromosomal problem or any fetal abnormality. So again, after the test, the doctors will be talking to the couples. Then the couples have to decide whether they want to go with the baby or they want to go for abortion. Okay, so it depends on the couples. In next is our role. So exercise and pregnancy, in the first class itself I told you that they have a lot of research finding that the women who are having sedentary lifestyle will be having a tougher labor, but the women who are doing a good physical activity will be having a easy or normal labor. So that's why like exercise plays a very much important role in pregnancy. But only thing is we need to rule out or we have to do a customized exercise protocol according to the patient. According, sorry, not a patient, she is a mother. So according to the mother, you have to prepare a tailor-made exercises. So not all exercises will be suiting all the mothers. So that one you have to see. So you strictly you have to follow the guidelines and you have to rule out any contraindications. Then you can give prescribe them the exercise. So exercise definitely will help them to improve their fitness level, and it will be able they will be able to have a easy labor. Not only that, it will be helping them to regain their fitness level after their delivery as early as possible. Okay, so like regarding the exercise, we will see in the next, we will see when we are doing the practicals. Okay, so now what are the maternal risk? So maternal risk means like what for as a from the PT point of view or from the physiotherapy point of view, what are the maternal risk they may have? So one is that means during the exercises. So first thing is they may have musculoskeletal trauma, because of the hormonal influence, the joints and the ligaments will be very loose. So the they will be having a joint laxity. So this joint laxity will be having some will not be able to hold the body properly. And not only that, because of the uh, because of the joint laxity and because of the physical changes like increase in the abdomen and increase in the abdomen, the posture also will be like different. So this also will lead to some musculoskeletal trauma. So when you are giving exercises, you need to be very very careful.